I make a cauliflower rice today. Here, cauliflower. That's one of my all-time favorite vegetables. It's so easy to make cauliflower rice. It's a raw food dish, usually. And I quickly make it with a food processor, fitted with the S-blade. Here, S-shaped blade. That's the blade. And I just have to put the florets, that is the main part of the cauliflower, without the stems. A little bit of stem goes in, but not too much. It would be too coarse, because the rice texture needs the florets mostly. The stems, that would make the rice too hard. So I take some of the stems, but not too much. And that's all I need to do. Put them in here and process for one round dancing. Show you. And there's my rice. I never made a more easy. That is so easy. And when I was little, my brother and I, we always made rice. And the mother was away. And made just with tomato sauce. That was it. We loved it. So much fun. But of course, I mean, you can also make this rice. It's a little bit sharp because of the raw cauliflower. You just put a droplet of oil and a little bit of salt into it. You have a rice. Very easy. And delicious, cauliflower has, of course, some nutrients that are very, very healthy, super healthy. It's high in water, high in fiber. It has also one nutrient that specially evolves. It builds if it is together with the air right now. Now it's broken down in many pieces, as you can see. The rice texture that gives it a big surface, large surface. Now a lot of air goes in there. Now a sulforaphane begins to build. Cauliflower is a cruciferous vegetable. That means the little plants, when they come out of the seeds, they grow in cross petals, cross-shaped petals, like four. Cruciferous, that's called. And this family of plants, there are Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, cress, watercress, and other. There's so many fruit, cabbages, have this petal, and they build sulforaphane. And sulforaphane, when the air comes in, it is so strong a compound that it can cure or fight cancer. One of the healthiest things we have in food. That's why cabbage, broccoli, and these are so healthy, because of that sulforaphane. It has a little bit this full sulfuric smell, this fragrance, a little bit strong. If you cook cauliflower, the whole house smells like it. You know, everybody knows that. In Germany, we have a lot of cabbage, but it's a perfect winter vegetable. So I put the rice aside, and now I will make a mayonnaise. It can work now with the air accessing the cauliflower. And I'll make a mayonnaise to put it on my rice as a rice salad. So with a mayonnaise, I make a chili mayonnaise. I make it a little bit more complicated today. You can make it very easy. Just for example, cashews. It's a half cup cashews and a small half avocado. That makes the mayonnaise fluffy. Mayonnaise is usually oil and lemon or vinegar. So fatty and salty, sour I mean. And the fatty part is now here, and here cashews and avocado. That's fatty. Not too much avocado because it gives the fluffiness. If you take too much, the texture will not be so nice. It will be more creamy and a little bit of avocado is perfect. And the sour is here a little bit of lemon. Not too much, it's a quarter of a lemon here. You see it's peeled. Not too much, it can't be too much. And I have a little bit of salt. That's in most mayonnaise I have a lot of salt, or a little bit of salt. It's a teaspoon of salt. And then the chili, that is here the characteristic ingredient. It's a chili mayonnaise. I have a bird's eye chili, half a teaspoon. It's a lot because fat, like avocado and cashew, they can bear a lot of seasoning. So I put a lot of, there's a lot of chili here, because bird's eye chili is half medium hot. So you can take less or more if you like, depends on the kind of chili you have. And I have also, that's typical for mayonnaise too, onion and garlic. This is dried onion, so it's powder. Onion powder, that's a little bit more. Garlic powder, a little bit less. Garlic powder is very strong. You take less. The third teaspoon, not too much. And the onion powder is a teaspoon, a little bit more. Don't take too much garlic powder. Or a fresh garlic, you take a little bit less, just half a clove or so, or 1 clove or so, small clove you can take. Onion, and you have fresh onion only, very small amount, because when you blend the onion, the fresh onion, it gets very sharp. Yeah. And so don't take too much, the smallest amount. Yeah. Not even like this here, maybe very small. So lemon, onion, garlic, salt and chili pepper, chili powder, and water, of course. It is a salad mayonnaise gonna be. That means it is not a full mayonnaise, yeah, for French fries. It's runnier for the salad. That's usual. A little bit more water, very simple. Of course, you need a little seasoning, a little bit more. Season a little bit more because you have more water. Then the flavor goes down, so a little bit more seasoning for more water. Rather dance. Usually I make a first blending, like this here, to break down the nuts. Nuts have to soak usually a little bit. They have no time to soak. Once they're broken down, that is faster. And then in the second blending, to get the perfect creaminess and texture I want. And in the meantime, I have time to taste it. Let me taste it. Looks nice. The texture is very nice. The color looks nice, like a mayonnaise. I'll show you in a moment. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm pleased. It tastes a little bit like onion, like garlic, just ever so slightly. You can add, of course, mayonnaise. It's called a mustard, of course. That's typical for a mayonnaise. You can do so many things with a mayonnaise. A little bit of paprika or so. You can diversify. Refine the mayonnaise in many ways. That I put here in now, garlic and onion, is already as refinement. You can do even without that. You can just take the avocado, the cashew, for example, or another nut, and a little bit of lemon, and that's it. Yeah, salt maybe. Yeah, salt. You could. Yeah, would usually salt would usually be in there. So, but you do it very easy. Yeah? You can check out my YouTube channel, and you go to YouTube, MD Vegan and mayonnaise. Check MD Vegan mayonnaise, and you'll find some recipes where I make some other mayonnaises or for salads or so. There are some very simple ones, only 3 ingredients, and then more. So here, cauliflower, rice, I showed you already. Yeah. Now the sulforaphane builds here. While the water is, while the air is in there, yeah? And if you cook it, the cauliflower, then you can eat a lot more. But the sulforaphane will not build unless you wait for some time before you cook it. You Could also say you can cut the cauliflower in pieces and set it aside, wait for a little bit, and then for a build. When you cook it, then the sulforaphane had already built. But if you put the cauliflower fresh into the water and cook it right away, the sulforaphane will never build. Then you have to use another trick to get it out from the cauliflower. But when you have in the raw food, there's no problem. It will always build. So raw is a very good option if you have a delicious recipe for cauliflower, broccoli, and these things. So it's of course an easy way to prepare food anyway. That's why I do it. I also cook, but to learn it, and I consider myself learning. The vegan is, I've been cooking my whole life, almost from very little. But now, as a vegan chef, I learn every day so much. I think I'm a beginner. There's so much to learn from plants. Didn't do that before, right? Cauliflower rice, I never did that before I was little. So cauliflower rice is can do so many variations, Today I do it with corn. I have a cup of corn here that has been frozen. It's very available, frozen corn, like peas, for example, also. You just thaw it, you're under water, you have a sieve, some corn, frozen corn, and hot water over it. And it's thawed, very easy. Yeah. And it has a little bit been, before they freeze the corn, usually they give a little bit of hot steam over it, just to make it durable. But so when you want it 100% raw, I consider that still raw. But if you want to have it more raw, even because the heat doesn't go inside, it stays outside a little bit, so it's still raw. But if you want to have it really raw without the steam, you can get a fresh corn. That is more expensive, but also if you can get one, I don't get that all the time, so I use this one. It's always available, and it's as good as cooked, as raw, I would say. It's up to you, of course. You can make it raw if you want completely. And here is a small half red onion. Yeah? So onion goes a long way. It is perfect for cauliflower rice, the onion, and also for corn. It's perfect, especially the red one. I like that with corn so much. Sometimes I prefer the white onion, the yellow onion. They are crunchier and hotter. But for the corn, I don't know. I mean, corn is from Mexico. In Mexico, it's very, very popular. And they have also the red onions. And they always use that with the corn. And to me, it makes a lot of sense because it's softer. And the corn has a little bit of bite, And so that might be fitting. But it's up to you. You can take any kind of onion you want. So I have the onion, the corn, and the chili pepper, the red chili pepper. Yeah, that's easy to make. I seed it. So the chili pepper, I halve it, and I open it, and I scratch out the seeds, because if you leave the seeds inside, then it's even hotter. Yeah, it depends on the chili pepper you have. This one is not so hot; it's medium. I know that already when I buy it. I know where I get it. I know how they taste, and they're not too hot. But I seed them, and then I cut them into thin slices, and then I crosswise, and I have these small pieces here. And that's my favorite way to do it for the rice here. I put it on top mostly, and some I keep for decoration. So that's my main ingredients here today with the decoration. Corn, cauliflower rice. Now the mayonnaise. One more blending, and then I toss it. One more blender dance. The cauliflower rice doesn't like too thick a dressing. Can't stick together then, build in lumps. So you want to have it a little bit runnier, for my taste. Yeah, that looks runny enough. I will taste it again, check the texture and everything. And the wonderful flavor. The perfect salad mayonnaise. And there are many ways to make it. Here, my salad, and here my mayonnaise. You see the texture? And I can use a lot here. You see, that's a cup maybe or so, together with the water, everything. Scratch it out because I don't want to waste anything. It's so delicious. And I can use a lot because it's runny and it will be around all over the cauliflower rice. The rice wants to swim, as they say, so it likes the water or the liquid around. That makes it delicious. So I put all my mayonnaise on top of it, right amount. And now I toss it. And it can sit for a while. I don't need to eat it right away. You can take it somewhere else. You prepare it ahead of time. Very nice. Important is when you make cauliflower rice, I would say, a suggestion, that you get the texture right. Yeah, not too much, not too little dressing, not too thick. Important. My flavor, my taste, my view. So that looks good. It's pretty runny. I have to taste it now. Everything is combined here. Rice is nicely covered. So it's always, if I make something the first time on my videos, I make every day a new video, so I don't really know if it's good. Sometimes something doesn't fit. Yeah, it can be with cauliflower. You have an ingredient in the dressing, it doesn't bite itself. It turns bitter or pushes itself apart or so. Doesn't become one. Sometimes that happens. I guess that might be nice. Here in this case, let's try. Very, very good. Perfect. Tastes so good. It's a whole meal, full. I don't need more today. That's one other thing with cauliflower, raw cauliflower especially. If you eat a nice cauliflower dish, raw cauliflower dish, like this, completely full, completely satisfied. No more food needed afterwards. Sometimes I eat something, I like it. Afterwards, I want to have something else. Maybe a dessert or a piece of fruit, a little bit later maybe. But this year, cauliflower rice, that's why one of my favorites here. You're just completely satisfied after that. Yeah, no food cravings again. So that main thing, there's something to be in the cauliflower that is so good for the body, I guess. Yeah, and it's not by mistake, by chance. I mean, cauliflower is one of the healthiest foods we have. Cabbage in general, and the cruciferous family. Anyway. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like my video, subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest and Twitter.